Within any business website, case studies are the lifeblood. They're what people are interested in and they get people to make contact with you. I'm going to show you an example here. This particular company are in the construction sector and you can see that they have various types of construction that they offer. Now, if we go into any of these sections of this website, they could just talk about what they do, but what they do is they show what they've done. And they encourage people to click through to these individual pages. So if I click on one here, for example, it goes into a detailed case study about that particular work that they did for that client. And when you give people the opportunity to do this within your website, they're much more likely to make contact with you because you're sending out a message that you've done lots of work for other people, specifically relevant to the product or service page that they're looking at on your website. And when they see plenty of that evidence, they're much more likely to make contact with you. So let's use data to understand what actually happens when people go to websites. So in this example, I'm going to look at a month. And what I'm going to do is identify the people who got to a particular structure within this website, and that is construction projects. So this is anything to do with construction projects on their website. What we're going to do is look at the total number of people during that month. And it gives us 199. So 199 of their website visitors got to construction type pages. And what's interesting here is that it also has visitors from overseas and they only deal with a couple of markets. So what I'm going to do is reduce that down further and just identify people from specific countries, because otherwise we're going to have misleading data, because some people might come to the website from other countries, but they might not deal with those countries. So breaking that down further, it's going to take that number down to 170 people. So these 170 visitors during that month got to one of their construction projects type pages during that time. So what we can now do is see how many of those actually went further and looked into the actual case studies themselves from those pages. So we go back to the filters again, and we add in another page we want them to visit. And in this case, their actual individual case studies are within the structure of project. So we're interested in how many people got to project pages overall. Now that gives us 44 results, and 44 out of 170 is just under 26% of their website visitors who, as they were going through their website, they looked at their construction projects type pages and they went to look at individual projects. So this one here went to this page, and the data tells us that they went on to this particular project here, which is this one here. And they looked at that page very briefly, then they did something else on that page actually here, and then they carried on looking at things in the website. So this visitor here came in from Google on this date and this time. We can see they went from the home page to the construction projects page, and then they went to look at a particular project there, and they went to the contact page. So being able to see this information is useful because it gives you a feel of how people are navigating through your website. And when you have a page that doesn't have case studies within it, you'll find that people will not engage as much with you, and they will just go off and look for other websites that are proving what they've done for people. It's also useful to have more case studies available than people can immediately see on the page they're on. Looking at this example here, this visitor went to a certain page. They're interested in health construction projects, and they clicked through to a particular page. Then they went to look at another project, and then they want to find out more about the company, and that's usually a good sign. So if we looked at this page they looked at here, that's the page they're on, and we can see they spent 21 seconds on that page, and then they went to this Community Day Centre page. Now what you'll see here is that case study isn't listed in these first 6, but what they have is this button that says load more. When you load more, you can then go into that actual page here, and we can see that they spent 24 seconds on that page, and then they went to look at this particular page. So you can see they saw that in here as well, and they went to that page. So when you've got these case studies within your website, you can see that people do actually access them and they're of interest to them. So the question is, why don't more companies create more case studies within their website? It usually comes down to time. You know, if you look at pages like this, there's a bit of effort that's gone into creating that. And it also comes down to this mindset that it's okay to just show 1 or 2 examples of what you've done in a general page within the website, and that will be enough for people to make contact. And that's not the case at all. People looking at specific products or service pages want to see case studies on those pages, or at least links off to them from those pages, and that's what will get people making contact with you.